Hello students, welcome to the English class again. Let's continue with the explanation of enemy as I have started the last class. So in this class today we will continue from where I have stopped the previous day, right? In our previous day we have done till he was unconscious and knew nothing that they did for him. So today we will start from now Sadao remembered the wound, right? Okay. So let's start. In our last class, in order to recapitulate, we need to know that what exactly happened. We were introduced to Sadao and Hana. We knew who was Dr. Sadao. We knew how he met with Hana, and we also came to know that how Sadao and that the story have started, and how Sadao and Hana they have found a person being washed into the seashore, right? So and we have also seen that this man who was washed into the seashore, whom they initially considered to be a fisherman, is actually a white man, and now they are afraid because it is the war time going on, and they don't know what to do with this man, but the man is wounded, right? Now Sadao remembered the wound, and with his expert fingers he began to search for it. Blood flowed freshly at his touch. On the right side of his lower back, Sadao saw that a gun wound had been reopened. The flesh was blackened with powder. Sometime not many days ago, the man had been shot and had not been tended. It was bad chance that the rock had stuck the wound. Now, here we find that Sadao was reminded that the man was wounded, and as he had seen bloodstains on the sand. As he was a doctor, he moved his trained fingers around the man's back to search for the wound. He felt blood oozing out of a wound in the lower part of his back. It was a gunshot. The man had been injured, say, a few days ago. He had not got any medical help to treat the wound, as he had himself used some black colored powdery substance on it. Okay. Now the sharp rocks on the shore had pierced it, and so it was bleeding. Okay, so it was bad chance that the rock had struck the wound. So it is understood that when the man was flung into the seashore, the rocks on the seashore had pierced the wound, and that made it more, and that had worsened it more, right? Oh, how he is bleeding, Hana whispered again in a solemn voice. The mist screened them now completely, and at this time of day no one came by. The fishermen had gone home, and even the chance beachcombers would have considered the day at an end. What shall we do with this man? Sadao muttered. But his trained hands seemed of their own will to be doing what they could to stanch the fearful bleeding, right? Okay, here is one line which is given beachcombers. Okay, if you find it here, that is the fishermen had gone home, and even the chance beachcombers. What is the meaning of the term beachcombers? Beachcombers means a vagrant who makes a living by searching beaches for articles of value and selling them. Okay, so they are vagrant. They are roaming from one place to another, and they roam into the beaches in order to see, because those people who come into the beaches, sometimes many of us leave the things in the beaches, or we forget something from the beaches. So if anything of valuable articles or material is there, or any money can be extracted, then those people are known as beachcombers. Okay, now what exactly said is here that when Hana found that this man is a white man and he is bleeding, so Hana in a very serious voice asked that this man is bleeding, so what to do with this man? Now the mist have completely, I have already told you before when the story started that there was a complete mist. Okay, fog was there around, so already the seashore was covered with fog and mist. Okay, now they were hidden by mist also, so they could not be watched by anyone, right? The fisherman had already gone home because the weather was not good, so no fisherman was there by the side of the sea. And as I have told you, no beachcombers neighbors were also there. So somewhere Sadao and Hana were lucky, okay, that they could they were able to hide themselves behind this mist, okay, and help this American or white man, whomever they know, okay. So what shall we do with this man? Now Sadao was muttering that what to do with this man. This is a white man, and during the wartime it is quite very risky for them to carry the white man or to treat the white man, okay. But since he was a doctor and a very sincere and serious doctor, his trained hands were doing the work, okay. They were continuously trying to he was continuously trying to feel the bleeding and how to stop it. He packed the wound with the sea moss that strewed the beach. The man moaned with pain in his stupor, but he did not awaken. The best thing that we could do would be to put him back in the sea, Sadao said, answering himself. Now that the bleeding was stopped for the moment, he stood up and dusted the sand from his hands. Right. So Sadao he gathered some sea moss, okay, and that was lying on the beach. He gathered those sea moss and he rubbed those sea moss in his palms, and with that particular sea moss he applied it onto that wound. Now this man, he moaned, he cried out in pain in this in his stupor condition. Stupor means in his unconscious condition. Now only thing that Sadao answer back is that when Hana said that what to do with this man, now Sadao says the only best thing is to let the man again go back to the sea, okay, to throw the man back to the sea. But the man when the sea moss was applied, the bleeding had stopped now, okay. For the moment he stood up and dusted the sand from his hands, okay. So as Sadao stood up, the bleeding has also stopped because of the application of the sea moss on the wound. Yes, undoubtedly, that would be best, Hana said steadily. So Hana said that yes, that would be best. Let the man again be washed away by the sea. Okay, they cannot take the risk, okay, to take the man or to treat the man. But the problem is that they were saying so, but they were unable to do the thing, okay, to keep the man, to throw the man back to the sea or not to attend the man. They could not do so. If we sheltered a white man in our house, we should be arrested, and if we turned him over as a prisoner, he would certainly die. Now Sadao is now facing the dilemma, right? He says that if they shelter the white man, if they take the white man to their house, then of course Sadao and Hana, both of them will be arrested, okay, because it is the wartime. Right, and if Sadao returns him as a prisoner, means calls the police and say that there is a white man lying on the sea, then they will take the white man and they will kill the white man. The kindest thing would be to put him back into the sea. So Hana said then the only possible way is to put the man back to the sea, okay, because that would be the best possible way out, right? Okay, but neither of them moved. They were staring with a curious repulsion upon the inert figure. So though they were saying that the best option would be to throw the man back to the sea, but none of them were able to do any work, okay. They were unable to throw the man back to the sea, okay. What is he? Hana whispered. Okay, so there was a kind of curiosity in Hana that who is this man? Okay, or what exactly is he? There is something about him that looks American, Sadao said. He took up the battered cap. Yes, there, almost gone, was the faint lettering. A sailor, he said, from an American warship. He spelled it out. U.S. Navy. The man was a prisoner of war. Okay, so when Hana said that what is he, means who is this man, Sadao said that after looking at the man, Sadao was sure that this man looks like an American, so most probably he would be an American. Okay, now there he was having a battered cap. Battered cap means something really torn and in a very bad condition. This cap was there lying just beside the man. So they took up the cap and they found, Sadao took up the cap and found that something was written on the cap. And what was this? He understood, by seeing the cap he understood that he is a sailor. Sailor means a navy, one who belongs to the navy. Okay, there almost gone was the faint lettering. A sailor, he said, from an American warship. He spelled it out, U.S. Navy. So of course it is understood that this man is an American because there it is written U.S. Navy. The man was a prisoner of war. Now here we come to know the thing that what is it? A prisoner of war. The man is a prisoner of war. Okay, because that only makes it clear that the man was captured by the Japanese army. Okay, and somehow he managed to escape their arrest, and he ran away from them. Okay, and after running away, he was thrown into the sea and he was wounded. The Japanese army must have shot him from behind. Okay, so therefore the gunshot is there at the backside of the man. Okay, and he was flung into the sea, flung by the sea, and so he came near Sadao's house. Right. He has escaped, Hana cried softly, and that is why he is wounded. In the back, Sadao agreed. They hesitated, looking at each other. Then Hana said with resolution, "Come, are we able to put him back into the sea?" "If I am able, are you?" Sadao asked. "No," Hana said, "but if you can do it alone." So Sadao and Hana were still standing there quite motionless. They still don't know what to do with this man, right? So they were discussing that this man had escaped from the Japanese army, right? And then he was shot at the back. Now they were still standing there. They didn't know what to do, whether to inform the police or to take him back to his house or throw him back to the sea. So Hana said that let's throw him back into the sea. And Sadao asked that if I am able to do, will you be? And Hana said that no, I am not able to touch the man. Okay, so she said that if Sadao can do the work all by himself. Sadao hesitated again. The strange thing is, he said, that if the man were whole, I could turn him over to the police without difficulty. I care nothing for him. He is my enemy. All Americans are my enemy, and he is only a common fellow. You see how foolish his face is, but since he is wounded. Now this particular paragraph is very much important, okay, because here we find that why Sadao is so concerned to take the man back, means to treat the man. The main thing is that I could turn him over to the police without difficulty if the man was whole. If the man were whole, means if the man would not have been wounded, then Sadao would have taken the man and handed him over to the police. Because all Americans are my enemy. Here it shows the prejudice. Here it shows the patriotic feeling of Sadao. That since war was going on between America and Japan, so Sadao feels that all the Americans are his enemy, right? But since the man is wounded, that is that is making Sadao to stop. Okay, Sadao now does not know what to do, right? You also cannot throw him back to the sea, Hana said. Then there is only one thing to do. We must carry him into the house. But the servants. So Hana said, so you cannot throw him back to the sea because you are a doctor. You are unable to throw him back to the sea. And then Sadao asks, then what about the servants? The servants are there inside the house. What would they say? We must simply tell them that we intend to give him to the police, as indeed we must. Sadao, we must think of the children and your position. It would endanger all of us if we did not give this man over as a prisoner of war. Certainly, Sadao agreed. I would not think of doing anything else. So when Sadao had said that what would they say to the servants, Hana assured that they need to make the servants understand, explain the servants that this man is not going to stay with them for long. Once the man is cured, the man would be handed over to the police, right? So Sadao said that yes, of course, because both of them knows that Sadao has a position in the country. So Sadao's position also need to be maintained, and they have a children. They need to think about the future of the children. They cannot allow American to come and disrupt their peaceful life. Thus, agreed together, they lifted the man. He was very light, like a fowl that had been half-starved for a long time, until it is only feathers and skeleton. So his arms hanging, they carried him up the steps and into the side door of the house. This door opened into a passage, and down the passage they carried the man towards an empty bedroom. So both of them lifted the man. The man was very light like a fowl. Okay, they have taken the man inside. Okay, they carried the man inside the house from the backside door. Okay, and there they as they opened the door, there was a passage, and they went towards an empty bedroom. Whose bedroom it was? It had been the bedroom of Sadao's father, and since his death it had not been used. They laid the man on the deeply matted floor. At the beginning of the chapter, we have explained, or we have come to know, that Sadao's father was traditionally Japanese. So he had never used any kind of Western furniture in his room. Till his death, he slept on the floor, on the matted floor. He never used any Western bed, even right? So this room where the American was taken, it was actually Sadao's father's room. Okay, so there in the matted floor, the wounded man was kept, right? It had been the bedroom of Sadao's father, and since his death it had not been used. They laid the man on the deeply matted floor. Everything here had been Japanese to please the old man, who would never in his own home sit on a chair or sleep in a foreign bed. Hana went to the wall cupboards and slid back a door and took out a soft quilt. She hesitated. The quilt was covered with flowered silk, and the lining was pure white silk. So when they entered into this thing, as it is said there, everything had been Japanese, because the man, Sadao's father, was very much Japanese to his heart. So whatever was there, everything was Japanese in his room. So who would never in his own home sit on a chair or sleep in a foreign bed, just like Japanese culture. So Hana went to the wall cupboard. There she found a quilt, a very soft quilt. The quilt was very beautifully white silk quilt. Okay, so that Hana took out in order to place over the American. "He is so dirty," she murmured in distress. "Yes, he had better be washed," Sadao agreed. "If you will fetch hot water, I will wash him." So Hana, while giving the mat and the quilt, she was very much concerned, because her things will all become very dirty, right? So Hana said that this man is very dirty. And Sadao said that yes, because the man needs to be washed. So Sadao said that, "Why don't you bring some water? Then I will wash the man." "I cannot bear for you to touch him," she said. "We shall have to tell the servants. He is here." "I will tell Yumi now. She can leave the children for a few minutes and she can wash him." So Hana said that no, she would not allow Sadao to touch the man or to wash the man. So she said that she is going to call Yumi. Who is Yumi? Yumi is the one who looks after the children of Hana. Okay, so she said that she is going to call Yumi. Yumi will come and Yumi will wash the man. For a few minutes she can leave the children alone. Sadao considered a moment. "Let it be so," he agreed. "You tell Yumi, I will tell the others." So Sadao thought this to be a perfect thing. So he told Hana that okay, let Hana go and inform Yumi, and Sadao would go and inform the other servants, right? But the utter pallor of the man's unconscious face moved him first to stoop and feel his pulse. It was faint, but it was there. He put his hand against the man's cold breast. The heart too was yet alive. The utter pallor means the face of the man, the pale face of the man. Sadao was about to leave the room and inform the servants, but the moment he saw the face of the man and the paleness of the face, he immediately stooped down, he bent down, and he touched the pulse and the chest of the man. That's what the doctor does, okay? So he felt it, and he felt that the pulse was very slow and the heart was still alive. "He will die unless he is operated on," Sadao said, considering. "The question is whether he will not die anyway." So Sadao said that if the man is not operated immediately, then the man is going to die. But if suppose the man is operated also, later on Sadao is going to hand him over to the police, then also the man will die. So ultimately the fate of the man is death, right? Hana cried out in fear. "Don't try to save him. What if he should leave?" What if he should die? Sadao replied. So Hana said that don't try to save the man, okay? Let him die. If he leaves, then what would happen? He is an American. We cannot take the risk. That is what Hana's concern is. Sadao said that what if he dies? Okay. Now there is a possibility that during the surgery or during the treatment the man dies. That can also happen. He stood gazing down on the motionless man. This man must have extraordinary vitality or he would have been dead by now. But then he was very young, perhaps not yet 25. Okay, so the man, the way the man is wounded, Sadao says that during the surgery also the man can die, or it can also happen the surgery does not prove to be very much successful. The man will die in any ways, right? So Sadao says the man is very young. Okay, when he looked into the man, he found the man was very young, maybe not even 25 years old. You mean die from the operation? Hana asks. So Hana asks that what does Sadao mean? The man would die from the operation. Maybe the operation would not be successful and the man would die. Yes, Sadao